Hi guys, solving quadratic equations with the quadratic formula. I've got three examples. I'm going to walk you through all three. Okay? This first one is already in the correct form. You can't use the quadratic formula unless your quadratic is in the form ax squared, where a is a number, plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay? So it has to be in that form so I can identify that my a equals 3, my b equals -2, and my c equals -1. So I need to be able to identify those straight out of the equation that's in the proper form. Okay? Now, when I do this, I don't do any simplification while I'm substituting. Two separate steps. So the first thing I do is just replace those letters with parentheses and go x equals -2 plus or minus the square root -2 squared. So you see how both of those are b's? So my b is equal to -2, so I replaced both of those with -2. Now I'm at 4 minus ac. So minus 4, my a is 3, and my c is -1. And this is all over 2a. So that's 2 times 3. Now, when I teach this to my students, I really focus on three separate simplifications first. So the three parts that need to be simplified. This part needs to be simplified, the denominator needs to be simplified, and the stuff under the square root needs to be simplified. So we do that first. -2 is a +2. Okay? 2 times 3 is 6. All right, now I need the number in here. That number has a name. It's called the discriminant. It can let you know how many solutions you're going to have based on whether it's positive, 0, or negative. Positive would have 2 real solutions. 0 would have 1 real solution. And a negative discriminant would have 2 complex solutions. Okay? But this is my discriminant, and I'm going to simplify that over here. So -2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 times -1 is -12. So it always turns into a subtraction. So do the b squared and do the 4ac separately, and then subtract the two answers. 4 minus -12 becomes +16. Okay? So that's what goes under the square root. At this point, we could be done if the square root does not simplify. If this was the square root of 15 or 17, we would stop and leave that as our final answer. Okay? But because we know the square root of 16, you need to continue and get a fully simplified answer. So we're going to write x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 16 is 4. Okay? And what I tell my students is if the square root goes away completely, then you need to finish the arithmetic. And we're going to do 2 plus 4 and 2 minus 4, like two different problems, and we'll get our two different solutions. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 over 6 is 1. It's one of my solutions. 2 minus 4 is -2 divided by 6 is -1/3. Okay, so those are my two solutions to this quadratic. If I were to go back and plug in either one of them, the answer would be 0. Okay, let's look at another example. This one. If you notice, it's not equal to 0 yet, so we'll need to add the 2x over, subtract the 1 over, and make it equal 0. Okay? At this point, we can identify my a. When there's nothing here, that a is a 1, because multiplying by 1 is the same as not multiplying at all. So a equals 1, b equals 2, and c equals -1. So I've identified my a, b, and c, and then I'm just going to plug it into the equation. So x equals -b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Okay, and again, I plug everything in without substituting, without simplifying first, and then I'm going to simplify it in 3 pieces. This part, this part, this part. So my next step's always going to look the same. Still going to have the plus or minus square root, and I'm just going to fill in these 3 blanks. This one is negative 2. 2 times 1 is 2, so we've got those 2. Don't try to cancel that out yet. Let's deal with the square root first. And the discriminant in this one is going to be 4 minus 4 times 1 times negative 1 is going to be negative 4. That turns into 4 plus 4, so my discriminant is 8. Okay? In this problem, the square root of 8 simplifies, but not completely. Okay? The square root of 8 is the same as the square root of 2 times 2 times 2. And a pair of those 2's is a perfect square. 2 squared cancels with the square root. So the square root of 8 simplifies into 2 square root of 2. Okay, so let's make that substitution. And then let's figure out the best way to cancel these 2's or simplify without screwing it up. One way to do it is to factor the 2 out of the numerator before you cancel. I like that method. The other way is to go ahead and break this up into 2 fractions. If I had 2 fractions with the same denominator, I could add them together. 1/2 over 3 halves would equal 4 halves. 1 plus 3 over 2. So common denominator can come together. We can also take a common denominator apart. So I can write this as negative 2 over 2 plus or minus 2 squared root of 2 over 2. And now it's much easier to see the simplifications. Negative 2 over 2 equals negative 1. The 2's cancel here, leaving me with the square root of 2. All right? Let me do one more example for you. This one, let's start with x equals, it's already in the correct form, equal to 0. So I have an a, a b, and a c. So we're going to go negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? Again, we're going to simplify it in 3 pieces. Negative 3, 2 times 2 is 4, and then what's under the square root? Well, this is a 9 minus 4 times 2 times 4. All right, so 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So I have 9 minus 32 is going to give me negative 23. So my discriminant is negative 23. I mentioned earlier that's going to give me complex solutions, which is fine. It actually makes this easier. I like to go ahead and break this up because the negative under a square root is going to give us I, because it creates an imaginary part, okay? And imaginary solutions that have an imaginary part, complex numbers, we like to write them in a plus bi form. So I like to break up the denominator anytime I have an I. And I'm going to write my answer as negative 3 over 4 plus or minus the square root of 23 over 4. Notice there's not a negative inside the square root anymore, because I'm going to put an I on the outside of the second term. The negative under the square root is what gave this to me. The square root doesn't simplify any further, so that's our final answer. So don't get worried about the quadratic formula problems with ugly numbers under the square root, because they tend to end up being a little easier. We have less work to do. If I have a square root I recognize, I have more work to do to get the actual solutions. Okay? I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.